What makes relationships last?
Our relationship has had its ups and downs, but what we've found is good communication holds everything together.
We decided to dedicate time every week to not only strengthen our relationship, but stimulate personal growth.
Strong relationships are built on strong communication.
Welcome to Date Night Conversations.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Date Night Conversations. I'm Chantel.
And I'm Greg.
And guys, in this video, Greg and I are going to ask each other 3 random questions we have never asked each other before.
Guys, I'm super excited for these questions. I love the conversations they stimulate. I love the deeper thought. And every night we do these date nights, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. And I think the most interesting part about it is not only being able to take your thinking to a deeper level, but being able to interact with our viewers to gain a different perspective on the answers to these questions. It's
Totally
pretty
agree.
awesome.
Yeah, I look forward to reading the responses every time.
Yeah. All right, babe, so you ready to get into it?
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. All right, babe, so you are up first.
All right, I got first question.
All right, let's go.
You ready?
So ready.
What do you believe in despite having no proof of it? What do you believe in despite having no
I
proof?
think that we will reach 100,000 subscribers on this channel. I have no proof of it, but belief is everything. Can I use that one? It's just my belief system with your mathematical, analytical self.
I think because I just think that that's a logical.
It's not.
It absolutely is.
It's not.
Totally. Is it? Is it possible?
Yes, it's possible.
Okay,
is it
but
also...
I think we should go with more of a. I believe the Earth is flat.
Going over there, are we?
I don't believe the Earth is flat. I'm just saying. The thing is, okay, you want to go with yours as being.
Yeah, that's what comes to mind. Let it be mathematical, but to me, I'm like, you still have no proof because there's people.
Because you believe something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Even though, and you're saying you have no proof of it. I would say that there's proof of it.
How's there proof? Where's the proof?
Again, I think it's
mathematical.
You're going to say there's people who have been doing it forever and they've never reached that. They've been doing it for years. But the fact is, there's people who have been doing it for a shorter period of time and have reached that. So you can look at either side of the spectrum. If you have a channel on YouTube and you're consistent, you can reach 100,000 subscribers. I don't.
Way to shut down my answer.
Well, no, because I think it's like what thing? Because there's plenty of people who have just random beliefs. When I first met you, and I wanted to throw a bag of bread heels, whatever you want to call it, the end of the bread loaf in the garbage.
She's like, you have to wet it. Okay, honestly, that's one. Okay.
That's I have to wet it. You're like, yeah, you have to wet it. Like you have to put water in the bag on the bread before you throw it in the garbage.
And my mom always did that, and I don't even know why.
Exactly. So I'm like, I'm not doing it because you can't tell me why I need to do that.
Okay.
It sounds like a random superstition or something.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things because I've read stories where so many people just do things because they were taught that way without asking questions, and they just accept that this is how it's done.
That is so true, babe. Totally agree.
And so
with you.
those are the type of beliefs
Okay.
that I'm thinking of here.
Okay. I'm going to go with that one because my mom would always tell me, before you throw that bread into the compost, wet it. And I never asked why. I'm like, okay, because I would see her doing it. And then when you came into my life and I saw you were going to throw the last piece, the end piece of the bread, I told you to do the same thing. You're like, why? I'm like, I don't know. It's just what we do.
Yeah, you can't tell me
No
to do
proof.
something. I'm going to question things
Oh, for
because that's
sure you
who I
will.
am.
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be some reason behind this. We're
Yeah.
not just doing total randomness here.
Okay, so that's mine. Thank you. We had to talk that one out. So how about
Okay, I think my whole life is like evidence-based. I don't know if I could say it's scientific that way, but if somebody were to present evidence, they could sway my beliefs because belief is just a truth you've accepted based on information that you've been provided, whatever that belief may be. So I found it really interesting. I'm going to come back to the flat earth thing here. when I heard about flat Earth, I'm like, oh, this is really fascinating. I want to know what it is they believe. Can they sway me? Because all the information I have says the world is absolutely round. So I watch a documentary where the flat earthers are trying to prove that the earth is flat, and they just keep proving that it's round, and they will not accept it, even though they're scientifically proving the earth is round. They're like, okay, there's got to be another explanation. Or you just got to accept that the earth is round. You've proved to me, with all the evidence you provided in an effort to prove that the earth is flat, that the earth is round. So I believe that the earth is round, and there's tons of proof for that. Those people will believe the earth is flat despite having no evidence for it.
Yeah, that's
because
so
it's
true.
in the effort. Anyways, is there something I believe and I have no proof of it? I honestly don't think there is something.
Well, you're an evidence-based man.
Because I'm an evidence, because just for that reason. If I believe in something, it's because I have enough information, whether it's through observation or just information provided to me, that I've come to the conclusion that this is true, and I believe that. Can you think of anything that I have that's just like a weird belief? You're like, you don't have any proof of that. How do you believe that?
No.
I have theories. Are they beliefs? No. Again, it's like I have, based on the information I have available, this is what makes sense to me currently. And you can change that if you provide different evidence. So it's all proof-based still. So yeah, there's nothing that I just blindly believe with no proof.
Okay. That's good. Should always be evidence-based. Support your belief. Tell people why. And give them the opportunity to go sway left or right.
Yeah. So if there's, anything, you meet me and you have questions, I'm going to be able to back it with evidence. There's information behind it.
That's good, babe. That's real good. All right. So that's our answer, guys. We'd like to hear yours, so we're going to throw the question back to you, but let's read it one more time. What do you believe in despite having no proof of it? All right, guys, you know what to do. Drop a comment down below. All right. So I'm up with the second question.
Yeah.
All right. I feel the most love when you...
I feel the most loved when you... I feel the most loved when you're half asleep and tell me the truth.
I knew he was going to say that. I was just waiting for it.
There's this time, because sometimes she intentionally will pretend or put on like a front, like she's upset with me over something like small, like giving a little tip. And I know she's not really upset. I'm like, well, you just let it go. You're being extra. But then when she falls asleep or she's falling asleep, that little wall like comes down and the real self comes out. She's like, oh, babe, I love you so much. She'll give you like the sweetest hugs and kisses. And I can just totally feel the love. You know I love you, right? Oh, and I love that. Like I totally feel love and I can feel that energy from you. So even if during the day you're like, I'm still mad at you, I'm like, whatever, I'll just wait till tonight when you're half asleep and you tell me how you really feel. And I'll always get the love.
Because my soul always chooses love for you.
I feel the most loved when it's just the real you coming through and telling me how you really feel about me. I love that. Like I can totally feel it. Like legitimately, I can feel that energy coming from you.
Okay. I feel most love when you have like heart-to-hearts with me, or you like sit down and talk to me and you're like really into me and give me all your attention when I need it.
Okay.
That's when I feel
sweet.
the most
I can
love.
appreciate that.
Just make time for each other.
Okay. That's fair.
All right, guys, that's our answer. We're gonna throw the question back to you, but let's read it one more time.
So I'm just gonna reword it a little differently for you guys. Let us know when you feel the most loved, or you feel the most loved when your partner...
Yeah, ... Yeah. All right, guys, you know what to do. Drop a comment down below. All right, so we are now moving on to the last question.
Last question.
Baby, you got it.
Yep. All right, last question.
Yeah.
Why is there still poverty in the 21st century?
Well, ask me, why don't you?
Yeah. Why is there still poverty? What is up with that?
It's beyond me. It's all where the government wants to fund its money and put its priorities. Because I feel as much as we're putting into the system with like our taxes, and they say that they're doing like new developments, and no, it's the population.
I have a very different answer, but I have to be careful with my...
Yeah, I was just going strategically based on the population growth, and just where they're saying that they're going to be putting more money into funding new subsidized units. This all comes up on my Facebook feed. It's like, oh, let's end poverty, and we're building new subdivision for subsidized and more rent-to-geared income, but it never happens. My perspective is, why are we still in poverty? Just where, I guess, priorities go for the government.
Okay.
Why is there still poverty? You're gonna influence my answer because I need to talk about it. Why couldn't
So we're going to talk it out a little bit.
Yeah, why can I be the one to read it?
There's still poverty because there has to be.
You're gonna talk about the contrast.
Like, well,
Don't.
I don't want to get.
Yeah, I was gonna say
careful.
don't. Yeah, let me hear this.
Yeah, this is like the yin yang. You can't have rich without poor. There will always be some level of that, right? And then it's just a comparative too. And this is almost, man, people put themselves there, and they don't realize that they're doing it because they're in it. So anybody outside of it can look at it and be like, oh, all you need to do is this, but they cannot see that from where they are. This is just the way society works. What you're surrounded by is almost becomes your belief system. We're stuck, we're here, this is the way they treat us, and in every case, anybody's like, well, I'm not dealing with this anymore, and they leave. And they become what they want to be. And that happens all the time. And there's so many examples of that. And it's just being able to look beyond it. But poverty is there, the people hold themselves in it. And people say, I didn't bring this on myself. And I guarantee you, it's the decisions that are made every single, again, as somebody on the outside, be like, but look at the decisions you are making. And they wouldn't know any better because that's all they know.
I agree with you to some extent, but I also believe that the government could be doing more to help eliminate some of the...
I hear you saying this. I've been in a place where I've had nothing, like literally nothing. And I went to the government for help and I got it. I'm like, I don't understand. It was that easy. I just went and I asked for help and they said, here's all the things that are available to you. And there's so much available. Here, it's free. We're gonna teach you how to do resumes. Here, it's free. We're gonna give you training. Here, it's free. Here's all these things in place. We're gonna give you jobs. We can give you shelter. We're gonna give you a limited income.
It's true.
But it's all
okay,
here.
I agree with you that is true. And then it does come down to the individual, what they're willing to put out in order to get what they want. And you're right. Some people hold themselves in an impoverished state. You know, oh, I can never get anywhere. Oh, I don't have enough, and they'll never have enough.
It's the mindset. This is where I'm coming. They hold themselves there.
Right.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
But would you also agree that sometimes the government could be doing a little bit more for the people that are in poverty?
Okay.
Or is the government totally doing their max? Like,
I would have to hear it from those people because, again, my own experience with the system, I'm like, I don't understand how people. Sort of a side topic for a second. I watched an interesting interview with a homeless person who chose to be homeless because they consider themselves free. They're like, I'm nameless, I have no card, I'm nobody, I am not locked into any laws, any rules, I live my own life the way I want to live my life. They're like, all these things you hear, none of it's true. I eat out of a garbage can, I never get sick. Like, you know how much food I can get from these places? You know how much stuff is thrown away? It's things that you people throw away. It's like, I live well. And I have no income, and they just go on. It's like, yeah, I can panhandle, I get change if I need it. I get what I want when I want, and I consider myself free. And you would look at that and call it poverty. And I'm sure there's people complaining, I need more. You're not taking care of us. Like, look at all these homeless people.
Yeah, I'm sure there's like two sides to the story here.
Yeah, and then when you actually talk to these people, you realize these guys make a ton of bad decisions, and then they play the victim. It's like, oh, I tried going with that system. Yeah, like, nobody's gonna hire me.
Yeah, but you know what? Again, I think that there are as many people as you can think of exist, and I think that there might be factors beyond that we can see. And just from, I guess, my personal opinion, you would want the government to do more for some of the people in poverty, but maybe they are doing all they can, like with the resources, with the shelters, with like the public health funding for you know, areas that are in poverty. Like, I guess they are doing what they can, but I don't know where all those dollars are going when they're saying they're gonna do developments to support people in poverty, make more homes and stuff like that. Because sometimes you never see them, and like, oh, the funding went to something else, or...
Okay, it's true, because the area, I can only relate to the area that I live in. Like, so this is Toronto, and the systems in place to take care of it. Like, there's all these homeless people. Well, the homeless people that I have interacted with are in that state for a reason. Again, I know people who have had to go into the system having nothing, and it's amazing what's available to you. I personally, I don't understand it, because people can come here from anywhere else and you will be taken care of.
But then we go down a whole other stream with like mental health and things like that, and you know what?
And I think that plays a major part.
It does.
So,
and they say that they need more funding in mental health because of the stigma against it, and you know, some people need help better coping with it so they can get better jobs. And like, it's just, you know what? I think this is individual based. There's poverty and the mindset is where I'm coming from. Individual based.
Why do we still have poverty is the question, right? Why is there still poverty in the 21st century?
Individual based.
Yeah, I think it really comes down to mindset. If you live in North America, there is so many opportunities available to you, and you just have to make the right decisions and look for those opportunities. You will find them. All
right, guys. That's our answer. I think it can go so many different ways, and we appreciate your perspective on this answer, guys. So you know what? We're going to turn it over to you, but let's read the question one more time. Why is there still poverty in the 21st century? All right, guys, you know what to do. Drop a comment down below. All right, so that was Date Night Conversations, episode 62. I think that one was a little bit spicy, but that's okay. It is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. Nevertheless, guys, we're looking forward to interacting with you.
Yeah, please let us know your responses to these questions.
Yes. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye.